Ethan is just going after creators because they're, like, smaller. I don't think so. Entrapment is not a thing in civil law. It doesn't actually totally eviscerate the entire argument you were just making about it being about going after small creators. How did Ethan induce these people into doing what they wouldn't have ordinarily done? I think this is like schizo theories, to be honest. Maybe it plays well with his audience. I don't know if he even really believes this.
I don't know what to say about it, but here's the Dishonesty thing I saw from it.
That I formulated an idea. What if I could make a long-form, irresistible piece of content that I knew that these streamers couldn't resist? They couldn't avoid the temptation of watching it the second it was published.
I don't have an issue with them.
It's not that I wanted these people to steal
Hasan,
my video. It's
give
that
commentary,
I knew
Hasan.
they would. I knew they would watch the entire video, had little to no commentary, react to it instantly, giving them no time to form an opinion. The trap was set, and it worked even.
Yeah, except I didn't do any of those things, which I feel like is a major failure of a trap. He begged me to watch it for months. He cried on camera that I just refused to watch it. And then I even told him I'd watch it alongside him if necessary. And then I ended up watching it months later to fundraise, and it's a 8-hour reaction for even half of the content nuke. So I guess that kind of failed. So now he's just going after people who he perceives as defenseless, smaller content creators that he can possibly litigate to try to secure a litigation victory after he got a pushed in by a billionaire that he defamed, Brian Kavanaugh. So now he's...
Okay. I saw that this started getting brought up a few months ago. I think the Andrew Kavanaugh thing is, like, totally different. This made sense to bring up in response to Ethan, because, like, you're trying to sue Denims for defamation, or, you know, you're talking about suing, or you're suing Noah Sampson for defamation. You're talking about suing Denims as well, as along with, like, a huge laundry list of creators that clearly you just kind of hate. Well, actually, you're getting sued for content that you've, made and things that you've said on stream. Well, how do you like that? It doesn't really work with the copyright, does it? It doesn't quite hit the same. Do I think that Ethan is just going after creators because they're, like, smaller? I don't think so. Like, Denims is obviously not, like, a huge creator, but she gets, like, what, 2K? Like, is that a large streamer? I don't think so. But it's, like, medium to large. I understand the critique with with Caseytron and with Frogan. I think, they get, like, 200 viewers average, like, a piece? Something like that, yeah? I do understand the argument there. But I think the problem is, to critique Ethan and what he's doing, you've got to focus on, would he be doing this if there wasn't, like, a 18-month-long tarred war over, like, Israel-Palestine and the fallout between him and Hasan? No. No, he would not, right? He hasn't tried to pursue this before, because the React stuff was like 3 years ago. 4 years ago, I think, at this point, right? He was kind of like, that was his hobby horse at the time. And he's never done this since. It kind of seems like a tool that he's just kind of whipping out. Probably because he's seen that the Snark subreddit has done something similar. But you, like, attack him on the spite. Like, why are you trying to say he's only going after small content creators? Yeah, I mean, so far as I can see, nobody else did the don't give Ethan the view thing that he, like, set as his criteria. So this is just, like, the weakest point to hit him on.
He's just, like, desperate to get a win somewhere. I don't even know if this...
Denims is the one person who could argue for fair use the best. Yeah. The argument for Denims is that it's going to be a hugely transformative React. Added a lot more context than, like, even XQC, who he explicitly pointed out but said he didn't want to sue because he didn't want to, he didn't think that XQC was trying to take away views from him, explicitly at least. But XQC kind of had an hour and a half less to add to the video. Barely added anything. Barely added anything at all. But yeah, I mean, she did say that she was. I think the argument you can say for Denims is maybe, with what she said, is she's kind of happy to facilitate or to look at the or to receive viewership from the Snark subreddit and to not give Ethan the view. But that was said at the end of her React, not before the React, right? So Was that her intention going in? Or was that like, oh, well, if you've watched me and you aren't going to watch Ethan, right? I don't know. Anyway.
Will work in his
I think
favor.
that's a strong argument to defend Denims. She said it retroactively at the end of the stream. She didn't say it prospectively as she was going to start it, right? So was that her intention, or is she just happy that that happened, right?
But I don't even know if this was like a masterful gambit from the start. Like, I don't even know if this was like a setup, because it doesn't make sense. Because on the one hand, why would you admit that you were doing entrapment? Like, you wanted people to go react to your video. You said you wanted people to go react to your video. You said anyone and everyone can even, you know, make money off of your videos in the past when we had a podcast together, only to then turn around and be like, actually, I got you. You reacted to my video and therefore you're done. He claims you're watching it was fair use, unlike those he's suing. I thought about not responding to this, but it's so silly that he was like, he's openly admitting that he was baiting me into a lawsuit and then it didn't work. So now he's
okay. My God, this is why covering Ethan Hasan is like so annoying, because they are both so retarded. No, entrapment is not a thing in civil law. He was trying to bait you into doing something or to see if you would do something. I mean, maybe that's shitty, but whatever. Legally, it means absolutely nothing, right? Absolutely nothing at all. And then, no, I don't think he was trying to bait Hasan. If he was trying to bait Hasan into it, it makes no sense why he would like call Hasan out and say, "Watch my thing on stream," because at that point you've given permission implicitly. I don't think it was to bait Hasan. I don't think it was to bait Hasan. Maybe if Hasan had said, "Oh, you know, watch me instead of watching Ethan," would he have sued Hasan? Almost definitely. Almost definitely. But doesn't that actually totally eviscerate the entire argument you were just making about it being about going after small creators? No? God, dude. There are so many lines to attack Ethan on. This just isn't one.
just like going after other people that reacted to it as well. He wanted everyone to watch it. He wanted more eyeballs to see this video. He wanted as many eyeballs to see this video, so much so that he like tanked his Twitch channel because he was playing it 24/7. And now that more eyeballs actually saw it, he's upset. Hasan, he absolutely did not make the...
Entrapment ain't a thing in civil law. No. Entrapment is also an argument that you can make in court to defend yourself when you are induced into an action you otherwise would not have done. How did Ethan induce these people into doing what they wouldn't have ordinarily done? Right? It just doesn't, it's just a stupid argument. But I've seen it made everywhere else. Also the IP point, in terms of like Ethan saying, oh, we're opening up our IP. I mean, that clip is like, clip chimp to fuck. Because straight afterwards, Ethan is saying like not re-uploading whole VODs. There's like very, very clear limits that he puts on it going after. But even if you look at the clip there, like, no. If you just take, we are opening up our IP, and just ignore the rest of it, then fine. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Ethan's a hypocrite. He said that he was opening up his IP, and now he's trying to sue for copyright infringement. No. But then he goes on in the clip to say, if you want to do a clip channel, if you want to upload clips, you know, if you want to cut stuff out and, you know, even from the members' streams, if you want to, you know, upload them on your YouTube channel and just little, you know, little clips. Oh, okay. So there's like limits to the stuff then. Okay, cool.
Nuke, with this in mind, he's just acting now. He thinks he's in a way that a villain would act. Yeah, it's kind of sad either way. It's sad to try, and it's sad in so many different ways. The reason why it's sad in so many different ways is because, like, then, okay, the content Nuke was actually bullshit. Like, you don't actually think I'm a terrorist. You just slandered your Muslim former podcast co-host a terrorist for what? This trap that you could launch against potentially him and all these other content creators who watch it. Like, that was your brilliant plan. Like, the terrorism stuff was actually nothing. Cool, man. Thanks. The demands for deplatforming that are baked into the video, very strange stuff. But I guess the slander doesn't end there, because in the Denims lawsuit, I'm compared to the Grand Mufti Haj Amin al-Husseini. Al-Husseini meets Adolf Hitler, November 28th, 1941. Al-Husseini with his close friend Heinrich Himmler. In the wake of October 7th, Hasan emerged as the modern incarnation of the Grand Mufti Haj Amin al-Husseini. Like al-Husseini, Hasan became a passionate advocate and highly charismatic leader of the Palestinian cause. Like al-Husseini, Hasan used his massive platform to spread genocidal rhetoric about anyone advocating for the right of Jewish self-determination in their ancestral homeland, i.e. Zionists. The primary difference between Hasan and al-Husseini is that al-Husseini worked with the Nazis and advocated for the annihilation of the Jews, while Hasan advocates for the annihilation of all Zionists. Since the vast majority of Jews in the United States say caring about Israel is essential or important, this would necessarily include the vast majority of Jews, even if they support the Palestinian cause and vehemently condemn the actions of the Israeli government.
I did see this in the court documents, and I genuinely couldn't really get, like, what is the point here? Like, trying to seriously argue in a legal case that Hasan is the new al-Husseini. And also, oh, by the way, Husseini was friends with Hitler and Himmler. It's just unhinged. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't add anything to the case. I feel like a lot of the case that they wrote, is just to like bait people into reacting to it, or to like going through it on stream and like discussing that as well. Like a little bit of a post-credit scene for creators to look at, particularly streamers, to be fair. But yeah.
The vast annihilation of Zionists. Zionism is a political ideology. And I don't think I've ever said we must annihilate. I'm not even going to finish that because he's going to clip this out of context and then use it in his next lawsuit probably. But what a ridiculous lawsuit. Like, he just had to do a little bit of, he just had to add a little bit of defamation in there as well. Just sneak in some defamation for no reason. Like, what the I agree with the bottom line of this video. When someone reacts to a video without any reaction, shouldn't happen. Maybe I'm insane. No, but that's the reason why he's trying to use this as a form of attack, so that people like you who have this opinion, he knows that he can't litigate this issue on the basis of his support for Israel, okay? So now he's trying to litigate this issue on the basis of React content, which is more in line with the normal kind of drama that he engages with, and that a lot of onlookers, such as yourself, will go, well, I kind of agree with that. He made this YouTube video. He has every right to sue people for copyright.
I think this is like schizo theories, to be honest. I mean, maybe it plays well with his audience. I don't know if he even really believes this, to be honest. This feels like the kind of posturing that's like quite common in the politics community. It's like, oh yeah, so he did this. He did this when he launched the nuke against me because he knew he couldn't win on the issues. That's why he made that 1 hour and 45-minute video detailing all his thoughts, because he knew that his thoughts were wrong and that he could sue people to engage in YouTube drama. Yeah. No. What? I mean, it's like internally contradictory. I understand that it's like, it might be funny. You hate this guy, and so you're just like, I guess, making up bullshit. But I feel like everything Hasan does just is almost designed to make him a less sympathetic character. I don't know.
That's it. The only intelligent part about this is redirecting his animosity to a better playing field. Asmongold's reaction got millions of views and he barely said anything in the reaction. Yeah, I suspect that Asmongold's reaction was, I mean, not as transformative, but certainly complimentary, which is precisely the reason why he doesn't have an issue with that. Interesting stuff. Here is what I was talking about, and I think when we had the podcast together, even back then.
Well, I want to say
I saw Gamma in chat earlier. I think he disagrees with this. So, I mean, let's listen to the clip.
a little show note. Okay. Here's to all the industrial entrepreneuring spirits out there. I am opening our IP to the world. This is a message with peace and love.
You can now make your own H3 podcast. That's right, everyone.
I guess you
could. What you mean?
That's not what I mean.
Oh,
That's not what I mean. No.
Gotcha.
You can't make a fake H3 podcast. Although you probably could, actually, because I don't think anyone would mistake it.
I mean, if it's a parody, you can do whatever you want.
Anyone would mistake it. So our IP is open. I got inspired by Hasan. He has the Hasan Industrial Complex. But I want the Ethan Industrial Complex. I think it's a good idea. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's really cool.
And it's actually crazy how like many people are seemingly making a decent living.
Yeah, I mean, this is a desperate attempt to grab on to any sort of controversy and drama. I'm sure that me reacting to it is actually playing into exactly what he wanted to do. But the reason why I wanted to talk about this is specifically so that you guys go and show support to Denims, Rogan, and Casey Tron, because obviously he has a ton of money and he's going to use the ton of money that he has to bully other content creators who don't have a ton of money and try to win some kind of public opinion battle. That is partially the reason why he went after Frogan, Denims, and Casey Tron. These are people who get insane lines of attack, and most people don't choose to defend them. I don't think he actually wanted the smoke, which is precisely the reason why he didn't like try to do this for me or any other content creators who reacted to his context puke, which by the way was his wishes. That was his desire. His desire from the start was for everyone and anyone to watch this so that everyone could know about the dangers of me being a terrorist.
Okay, what? Where the fuck is the full clip? Because he doesn't even play it all the way to the end, which, I mean, he's seen the clip. He knew Ethan at the time. Surely he knew what he was talking about. Ethan explicitly talks about clips in the end. He doesn't even see his own point. I don't think he does. Okay. I mean, even if you look at the clip chimp version, like, it's clear from the context what they're talking about. Give me 2 seconds.
All the industrial entrepreneuring spirits out there, I am opening our IP to the world. This is a message with peace and love.
Okay, so we already watched this.
Now make your... Yeah, I think it's really cool.
And it's actually crazy how, like, many people are seemingly making a decent living from having their own clips channels of him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is where we cut off before.
So, if you want to cut up...
Okay, yeah, there we go. I knew that the context afterwards was important. Bro. Cut up? What do you mean cut up?
Channels of him.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you want to cut up...
Huh? There's conditions to this? What? I thought his IP was free. Now he wants to tell me what I can and can't do with it? Huh?
Clips from the podcast, from our members live, from anything with me in it. Go for it, man. Monetize it. I will not claim. I will not remove. I will not do anything. I mean, to be fair, it's basically been my policy. I don't claim or remove anything really at all.
But now you're making it explicit.
Yeah. The only time I'll remove something is like if it's just a wholesale re-uploading of like an episode. And we used to have that big problem. We were on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
If you're re-uploading just full VODs, then that you cannot do.
Mm-hmm.
So he's talking about clip channels. He's not talking about full re-uploads. Like clip channels. Perfect time on the pause. I mean, yeah, exactly. And this is the thing as well. Like that's intentional. I don't know how it could not be. Does he go ahead and watch the rest?
Industrial entrepreneuring spirits out there. I am opening our IP to the world. This is a message with peace and love.
But the reason why I wanted to talk about this is specifically so that you guys go and show support to Denims, Rogan, and Casey Tron, because obviously...
Dude, that pause is too perfect. That pause is way too perfect. Literally the frame that he pauses on. Afterwards, he says, yeah, like, cut it up. That feels just outright dishonest, to be honest.
He has a ton of money, and he's going to use the ton of money that he has to bully other content creators who don't have a ton of money and
I thought he was
win
trying
some
to bully
kind
you.
of public opinion battle. That is partially the reason why he went after Frogan, Denims, and Casey Tron. These are people who get insane lines of attack, and most people don't choose to defend them. I don't think he actually wanted the smoke, which is precisely the reason why he didn't like try to do this for me or any
I thought
other
he was trying to trap
content creators who reacted to his context puke, which by the way was his wishes. That was his desire. His desire from the start was for everyone and anyone to watch this so that everyone could know about the dangers of me being a terrorist. He said it in the...
Okay. So, I mean, there we are. There we are. That's Hasan's initial thoughts, it seems. I mean, like I say, I guess to sum up my opinion on on what Hasan's saying there, it makes it incredibly hard. It makes it incredibly hard to talk about this when you can't even, like, support somebody on the other side of Ethan because they're all dishonest, retarded freaks, right? I do not believe that that pause is like, oh, you know, well, it just happened to be... No, that's dishonest. That's obviously dishonest. And it's just, his entire narrative is internally contradictory. He laid a trap against Hasan because he was trying to bait Hasan into watching it and then getting sued, but his response was just too transformative, but that's why he went after smaller creators, because he would never want to go after Hasan, but he originally wanted to go after Hasan, but he had to just, like, fall back on. Okay. Like, you can criticize what Ethan's doing, but this is just, like, theory crafting. Totally fucking retarded.